This is the AiXun T420D. It's a dual channel smart soldering station. When we open it up, we see that we've got 3 small boxes. Two little arm extensions, and this one comes with 6 months of free usage of the JC drawing software. That's pretty cool. And here we have our hefty soldering station. The manual gives us a brief overview of the product features. Let's see what we've got inside of these boxes. All right, let's look at this first one here. Bunch of little goodies. It looks like we've got the T245 handle and the T115 handle. Inside the T115, we can see that it comes with these 2 little sleeves to give you a little bit bigger of a grip if you've got bigger hands like me. And here we've got kind of a micro style soldering iron. Pretty small, probably for this, which is the C115 K030. Looks like we've got a micro chisel here. This one's designed specifically for the T115 soldering iron. And here with the T245, we find that we've got slightly larger hand grips with a larger soldering iron. And here we also have the C245 K200 suitable for the T245 handle, which is a larger chisel soldering iron tip. And last but not least, our T210 handle that comes also with its own grips, the soldering iron itself, and a tip compatible with the T210, which again is another chisel style soldering tip. So we've got the T245 handle, the T210 handle, and the T115 handle, with a noticeable difference in size. All right, we've got the right smart handle holder. It comes with the quick chip exchange mechanism here at the top, and here with our smart handle holder for the left side, an almost identical version, just mirrored. And I guess the only other noticeable difference between the two is that this one is the one that has the pre-installed brass mesh that will allow us to clean off the tips from the oxidized solder. They're extremely easy to install. They simply slide on to the back like that. And we can slide on the second unit. And this is getting substantially heavy. These will plug into the back here. It does come with a grounding cable, which we can plug in here to the back to ground out the station. And these arms, really easy to install, just like so. Nice and sturdy to help kind of maintain the cables so that you can store away the tip there when not in use. We'll plug in our soldering iron and our other one. Insert our soldering iron tip. You can see a noticeable difference between two when you compare them side by side, and then that much more when comparing the micro pencil. Turn on the station. You can see when I lift up the pencil, automatically starts up. Both of them. Both sides have the sleep-wake function, where you can see now that I've put them back, they're starting to cool down. And one of the first things that you want to do whenever you get a new soldering iron is immediately tin the tip, like so, to preserve its longevity. Always have a little bit of solder on there when you go to store it. And there we go. And just like the other stations that I've shown, there's a lot of variability in what you can do with changing the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and the different levels. Change the levels of the channel 1, channel 2, and channel 3. You can set the temperature of where to return the iron to. So 90 degrees Celsius, for example, here. We can go into the system and remove the beeping so that it no longer beeps whenever we're moving around. Switch it to English or Chinese, and a bunch of other things that you can play around with. One of the coolest things about this is the ability to be able to quickly, even quicker than a quick change, to be able to change the tips quickly, is to have such variability between them and to use them simultaneously. which I'll demonstrate right here. Let's say I'm working on this Samsung S10 Plus logic board, and I find that this capacitor here has a short. Instead of just flicking it off and potentially pulling pads, or even just heating up the board a lot, potentially causing issues, I can just take both soldering iron tips and, similar to soldering tweezers, come in and put the soldering irons on both sides of the component and lift it off the board just like that. In general, having a station like this that allows for such variability amongst the actual temperatures, and 3 different sizes of iron tips with quick change tips, along with just dual usage where I can quickly maneuver back and forth between a larger tip and a smaller tip, and having such almost a smaller footprint than a lot of soldering stations. This right here, this is kind of the ultimate soldering iron station. Definitely my favorite station, and I've barely even used it.